Hello everyone and welcome back. It's the third annual AskSLP Festive Special and we've been away for a few weeks, but boy are we glad to have your company. Strap yourselves in, kids. It's an all AskSLP Festive Special. Let's get on with the show. Mr. Mark.
Hello.
It's been a while.
Mr. Tom.
How are you?
I'm festive.
Are you feeling festive?
I've been sort of over the Christmas weekend and stuff. I've been having a good time, enjoying myself, and then let's just sort of roll into the lull the morning after Boxing Day when you're sort of recovering from your 3 days of excess. I was sort of led thinking, I've got one more thing to look forward to though, and that's the show. Absolutely.
This has been not something that's kept me going because I've had a wonderful Christmas, but like you, I've indulged and kind of came out of Boxing Day.
Came out on Boxing Day?
Came out of Boxing Day. Well, that's for later in the show, boys. Although, given what I was just saying about Jared Warrior-Hargreaves before we started recording, maybe that's something we need to explore in a bit more detail. But for now, I came out of Boxing Day feeling just like, you know, in Hitchhiker's Guide to the Galaxy, there's those aliens in it that are just like sluggy kind of. I felt like one of them, man. Honestly, I was just turgid was probably the best way to describe how I felt.
Yeah.
So I've had a day or two of kind of
full but hollow at the same time.
Absolutely. Like there was an empty kind of depression within me because I've been drinking a lot and partying a lot and I was down. So
and then having to remain energetic the rest of the time because you'll have had Erin.
Well, that was the thing that kept me going and just enjoying her, and that's been the highlight of my Christmas. But I've eaten just been living on fruit and veg and water for the last couple of days, and I feel good again now, which has meant that I can crack open the Tangled Foot and
I'm not there yet.
have a festive beer whilst we do the podcast. But the highlight of my Christmas has absolutely been watching my daughter, who's 5 in a couple of weeks, just fully believing in Father Christmas and the excitement on her face coming down to presents and all that jazz. It was life affirming, mate. It was amazing to watch, and it's in that respect because last year she was kind of on board with Christmas, didn't really grasp it. This year fully understood Father Christmas was coming, and that has made it probably the best Christmas I've ever had because I'm getting to watch her enjoy it. Do you see what I mean? And it's been wonderful. It's been absolutely phenomenal. I've had a wonderful Christmas. How was yours?
What did Erin get from Santa? I haven't seen her since, so I haven't been able to be shown the presents yet.
Well, as you know, she's the only grandchild, so she's the thin end of the wedge in terms of presents from both sides of mine and Lindsay's family.
Well, Lindsay's family, there's another grandchild.
Of course, yeah. Yeah. Well, this one counts. So no, from Lindsay's side, there was I got around there on Christmas Day morning. She was just surrounded by frozen annuals and toys and a make your own jewellery set, and she's got from both of us. Actually, we didn't really communicate very well. You know, those babies.
Shocking.
I know. So I know. kind of. Why could we never make it work for two of us? I don't know. But we didn't communicate very well over what presents we were getting, and she ended up with those babies that are dolls.
And poo.
But none of them poo. I think we both privately would have drawn the line at scatological babies. But you feed them water and you give them water like a bottle, and they wee and they cry and they're alive, and one crawls. It's fucking terrifying, man. But she got one of those from each of us, which she loved. And then on my side, she was showered with Barbie dolls and Barbie accessories. My parents were the ones that got her the doll, and her big present from me was one of those ride-along electric cars.
Oh wow!
So she wanted we saw them. I was racking my brains for something to get for her, and I literally took it to Smith's Toys up the road about October, looking for ideas, and she immediately looked. She was like, "Daddy, can I please have one of those cars?" I was like, "Wow, I don't know, I might have to ask Father Christmas." And I went back the following day and picked it up. So it's been in my garage for about 6 weeks, just waiting to be used. But of course, I did it. I was a bit sneaky. She came down on Christmas Day morning and Boxing Day morning with me to her first lot of presents, and then about an hour later, once the sun had come up, I bought her a massive teddy bear. I don't know if you'll have seen them in Morrison's, but they had these big teddies. And in the teddy bear's lap, there was a little letter that I'd written from Father Christmas. And the letter said, "Dear Erin, you've been such a good girl this year that I've got one final present for you, but it's at Daddy's house." So we'd had Boxing Day with Mum and Dad, so we got all dressed, me and my dad, and took Erin out, and we came and explored the flat, and we couldn't find the present. And I was like, well, I wonder why we've had a letter from Santa Claus. "Erin, do you think it might be in the garage?" And she'd completely forgotten about the car. She'd never mentioned it again. So we go down, and there, under like a blanket, was just this lump. And I went, well, I don't know. And she looked at it like, well, there's nothing here. What if there's something under the blanket, darling? She went and pulled back the sheet that was over the car and just went bananas. And yeah, so that was like her big present from my side of things. So I just got to watch, and she was like hugging my dad, and it was a bit like that scene. Do you remember in the Oprah Winfrey show when it was like, "You get a car, you get a car, you get a car"? But she okay. Well, it was like a famous thing that Oprah Winfrey did, and it was incredible just to see that. And she didn't once go like, "Thank you, Daddy, thank you, Granddad." It was like, "Father Christmas has brought this. I'm so happy." And so it was just legitimate Christmas joy. Yeah. And she was so well behaved over like the 2 days, 3 days that I've had her. Never dropped a thank you. Never, was never rude.
Never missed a thank you, you mean?
Yeah, exactly. never missed out on saying thank you or anything like that. She was so good, and it was just, like I say, life affirming, wonderful. I can't wait for next Christmas. It was astounding.
Well, when she expects more, and
why are you always? This is the thing I found.
I'm so curmudgeonly miserable.
Absolutely. I've had 6 weeks not off from you, but we've not seen each other for a tremendous.
Not really, no.
For a fair while, we've been in touch and stuff. And what I feel like now is that actually maybe you're kind of
bringing you down.
Not bringing me down, but maybe you're the darker part of. Maybe you're my worst angels, Matt, because I've come in all joyous and full of Christmas spirit. Like, yeah, well, next year she'll only want more. Nice work, Scrooge. How was your Christmas day and all that lot? Family, and you do a big trek round, don't you?
Yeah, and there was another pit stop this year with my brother having had a kid during the year, so he wanted to have like presents and all that for his kids round theirs, and then. So an extra stop on the journey sort of thing. Yeah. It made my day longer, but, saw more joy, I suppose.
Absolutely.
Way too much present giving goes on in my family for my personal liking. Yeah. But that's because I'm miserable. But everyone had a happy, nice day. And most importantly, the Steelers beat the Ravens on Christmas Day. So Christmas Day was saved.
I saw something
by Antonio Brown on the 9 seconds to go, reached out.
Yeah,
it was amazing.
There was some kind of
it was
stat
a Christmas miracle
on Facebook or Twitter about have the quarterback and one of the wide receivers combined for like a record number of touchdowns or something this year, like 50 touchdowns this year from quarterback to one receiver or something.
No, not this year. For the Steelers in their careers.
Oh, I see. Right, because 50 touchdowns is a lot.
Yeah,
That's why I was surprised.
Yeah.
But
No, it's not this season.
Okay.
No, but yeah, still they've been amazing. It was emotional. It was joy-filled, and then present sharing with the wife and the nephews and niece and all of that sort of. Oh, my little brother Matt turned 18 over the Christmas period.
He did. Doesn't that make us all feel old?
That was exciting. He went out to Warehouse, his first big night out in Preston to Warehouse, which brought back memories of days gone by. But
yeah, we can't go in there anymore.
I don't think we're allowed now. No.
I used to love the Warehouse.
Yeah, maybe I could go in with
him.
Do you think?
I don't think you could, because even if you tag along, you're kind of like the weird older brother hanging out.
They're so young, aren't they?
Exactly, yeah.
We were out in Lytham with one of my friends, and he was talking to some people he I think must work with one of them or something. They were probably about 20, 21, but they just looked like a boy band. And I was like, John, I know you want to tag on to this boy band and think you're young and stuff, but
you're Louis Walsh in that group, mate.
Yeah.
Oh my word.
But yeah, friends, family,
wonderful,
all of that,
wonderful.
And now podcasts,
and this makes my Christmas
our final presents of the Christmas period.
Well, this is the one I've looked forward to the most, really, because this is the one where I have no expectation or kind of idea of what we'll do for each other. We set a limit, don't we? And then we do
we?
Like a surprise present. Well, I hope so, because I haven't gone above a tenner in any of the years that we've been doing it. Have I been under-pitching you? Have you been coming away with I
think John Keir's book maybe cost a bit more than a tenner, but
I got more than a tenner's worth of value at it. But last year, I'm so happy this year because I've got you something that you haven't got.
Are you sure?
I'm absolutely certain of it. If it turns out you have, podcast over. This could well be the end of the podcast.
Well, this is one of those
Christmas.
Brilliant for podcast. We'll take a picture of us with our presents this year, which we always promise to do every year.
Well, I've got my phone and I've
this year we'll do it.
We're all selfie ready, aren't we? Absolutely.
Right, so let's exchange.
Okay. Well, I've got yours in a commemorative gift bag because, in all honesty, I've had your present sat in my bedroom since about November and forgot to buy wrapping paper for it. So you can go first and draw out your present. Now tell the nice people what you've got, Mark.
It looks to be a Wigan Rugby League mouse mat.
It's exactly that. Now,
and it's Wigan parading the Challenge Cup through the streets of Wigan.
Yeah, and it's like a vintage one. It's like a vintage old photo. I found it online and thought you might well have like a mount, but you can take it to work and always have it with you.
Yeah.
And I thought that would be quite a... Do you already have it?
I do not have that. Thank you, Thomas. That's wonderful.
Fucking result. There you are.
Very much.
No, happy Christmas, mate. I would honestly trawled online for anything that would kind of fit the parameters and...
no, it's wonderful.
And yeah, should we take it like a... Do you want to... Let's get a picture, my friend. Let's get a picture. I have to bring the camera up now. Oh, don't pose yet. You've got a minute's time. Right, now pose. There you go. Look at that. Oh, that's a good picture. You look like a sort of post-apocalyptic children's TV presenter.
And you can see all of Erin's drawings.
You can see a little bit of Erin's drawings and the really old-fashioned phone that you used to get into my flat. That's sensational. Okay, shall I go? Oh, right. It says, Merry Christmas, Tom from Mark. Simmer down. Right, let's have a look, see. Oh.
I don't believe you'll have this either.
Do you know what? I saw this and nearly got it for you. That'd have been a disappointment.
Do you want to tell the good listeners what it is?
It's the Rugby League logos colouring book. I am going to put some serious time into this. This is amazing. Have you done it?
Yeah.
Cool. I do loads of colouring in with Erin, and all we do is fairies and like princess scenes and shit like that, and it gets irritating. But this is literally 50 pages of...
I have spent the month or so since I bought it thinking, will Tom want Erin to colour in the Bulls logo to make her feel a greater affinity to the Bulls, or will he want to do it himself so it's not fucked up?
I'm giving some pretty serious thought to turning Erin into a Wigan fan, really, just because we'll be able to get down and watch a few more games. But I'm not sure whether or not if social services caught hold of that, I'd be risking, access to her.
No, not at all.
Do you not think so? We are biased, but
no, because her new dad.
You've been trying to segue that. Yeah, well, she's had a couple of new dads. They don't tend to stick around, mate. So,
but Chris, who's Lindsay's partner,
who's a very nice chap, actually.
Yeah, but this might change your mind. It nearly changed my opinion of him. I was round theirs on Boxing Day.
Have you seen his sister, by the way?
Let's not talk about
Haley. Gross.
To save anyone getting in trouble.
I've already expressed it to them both.
What, to Haley and to...
No, to Chris and Lindsay. Well, and Haley as well, but the first phone call we had about it was... they'd rung, Erin to say, and Chrissy's here. So I jokingly went, is Haley there as well? Because I've mentioned to Lindsay that she's pretty fit. And they both had a good laugh with us about it. And then the other night, we rang Lindsay to say goodnight. She's like, guess who's here with me? And I was like, who's here? And this demure voice came floating over the phone like a summer's breeze, and it was, hiya, it's your Auntie Haley. And everyone, Auntie Haley, Auntie Haley. I was like, all right, Auntie Haley.
And my friend John, who hangs around with boy bands, was making solid moves on Haley on Monday.
Well, we don't like him.
We'll see how that went.
We don't like him.
I've got no objection.
No, I'm sure you haven't. Go on, my son, I would say.
And that would put me in far less awkward positions if that was to happen than if you were to happen. Anyway, Chris.
Yes, let's get him back to... Yeah, let's talk more about Lindsay's most recent boyfriend.
Current.
And therefore...
But current, most recent sounds sort of past tense.
Okay.
I think he's a solid.
He's
solid
a very.
bet.
Do you know what? He's a very nice chap.
But anyway, this is no good for anyone listening. But I love it all the same. Anyway, they've
missed us. They're just happy to hear us talk.
He referred to rugby union.
Oh God.
As just rugby.
Oh, the boy's a fool.
And then I looked at him like it just
Shat on your carpet?
Or punched Emma in the face or something disgusting like that.
But what could you realistically do? You'd have to go down swinging, wouldn't you? Have you seen him? He's like CrossFit king of the world.
Well, I still reckon I've got more stamina than him. So I could run long enough that he'd be tired, and then when he's bent over, sort of catching his breath, I can sucker punch him.
Yeah.
But I don't think I'll need to.
My theory, when Lindsay said she was going out with a meathead gym instructor, was that